Read more Shadow Slave. It is 4:30 in the morning. Yes, by the way, I did wake up, but I read it yesterday morning, so you can leave me be. No, it is probably gonna get uploaded in like a week time of me recording this. Here's the date. And yeah, that was probably the worst batch of chapters I've read. And it comes back to the idea that like Sonny is just objectively not as interesting to read when he's by himself in comparison to when he's communicating with any other people in the story. And look, I like finding out about the world building. Trust me, I do. I made a massive spiel about it, loving it throughout my series so far. But the Mimic Fallen Devil was just not it, dude. That entire fight was just so fucking boring. Ironically, it's up until literally nothing happens for 5 fucking chapters, in which it finally starts getting interesting, where we get introduced to another character called Mordred, or the Prince of Nothing as he is called, which is the name of the book, which means he's the antagonist. We learn more about the Sun God. We see Sonny collect a little bit more of the Weaver's lineage. We learn a little bit more about Saint's creation and a bit more of the demons. About how my theory about there being 2 swords is 110% correct, especially with the other sword being Irony, because there is an obsidian tower a month deep into the abyss. But back in this whole point of this Chained Isles being like a massive reflection story, whether it be a reflection on oneself, a reflection as in your characters being reflected onto others, or you are presenting a reflection of yourself in one way or another, is the story of Icarus. Icarus and his father wanted to create wings to fly across the sea, and then got a little bit too close to the sun and ended up falling. Ironically, getting too close to God in a sense, and then facing the consequences of that. The inversion of that happening. Sonny learning a bit more about the Sun God and how the abyss happened because of its wrath, probably towards Noctis one way or another. Probably has something to do with Noctis, and probably the Beast God if I had to take a wild guess, sun, moon, immediate rivalry there, but there's also a reflection in that sense on 2 different kind of like planetoids. But regardless, the idea of rather Sonny flying upwards to try and get to a divine place, he is falling into a bottomless abyss trying to weave away from God's intervention, or with a God's intervention if you will, and then he is finally reaching a divine status by having the Weaver's lineage be like increased. And because he defeated the Mimic and grabbed all the coins, his shadow lineage is getting increased, which is also just another lineage to God. Again, he got too close to the sun, and he actually got all the benefits from it. Nice little inverse on the Icarus story, which again, more mirroring, more reflections. It was nice. Same with learning everything about the obsidian building. I haven't found how Sonny's going to get back yet, but I'm intrigued. I'm going to leave my Shadow Slave reading there for about a week, try and consume a bit more of A Way of Kings, because it's a hefty book. And I'm hoping the story gets just a little bit more interesting from this point onwards, dude. Anyway, you should follow me because it will help me out greatly.